Anime Brothers, we back. Off to my left, not in his usual spot, but there he is anyway. We got Quiet Jam.
Hey,
Looking like quiet. The prequel to Kanye West. Look at this science teacher over here, loving it.
People gonna think I really teach science, man. I don't do that. That's not me.
We got Mr. Daphne with all the power. If you can't guess what we talking about today, like something's wrong with you. Just look at his background. Every single time he's got some ill up about what we about to talk about. So that's Mr. Daphne. And then below is Mr. Ty Holland. I ain't got nothing like ill to say about him, but the boy know he bad. I'm Chris. As always, figure out what I'm drinking because I ain't gonna tell you until they sponsor us. Let's get into this. Anime Brothers, baby.
Speaker box, the love below. Today's topic, Mighty Morphing and on, right?
Hold up. It's your own segment and you forgot it.
No, maybe a little bit. Are we all ready for a quick confession today?
Yes,
y'all ready to come on down now and confess something? Are we doing that? Y'all ready?
I'll start it off. I'm gonna be really cliche, but confession I had when I was a kid was I obviously wanted to be a Power Ranger, Mighty Morphin, not one of the other seasons, and I also wanted to be the White Ranger because he was a leader and he had Saba. Boom.
I kind of feel like we need to dive a little bit deeper into that. You really wanted to be the White Ranger in the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers?
Correct, sir. Because he was a leader. I don't do anyone who's a subordinate.
Okay, I'm just saying, as a kid growing up in the not project, as in the suburbs, as a kid growing up in the suburbs, I want to look just like everybody else. I want to be the White Ranger.
I see where you're going with that. But if you thought about it, like in the show, the Black Ranger was like third fiddle, fourth fiddle. Like he wasn't at the top.
He also could dance. I know. Wait, he went second. He was second fiddle. Well, he was
technically
second. Wait,
Red Ranger, and then sometimes it was the Blue Ranger or the Yellow Ranger, depending on what was going on, and then the Black Ranger, then the Pink Ranger.
When they were transforming, when it first started, Mastodon was second.
Yeah, it don't matter if he was second.
In the transformation
who fights like this? Mastodon. Who does that? Ain't nobody taking you serious.
Skill.
I mean,
his fighting's a thing.
He's showing off all his skills. You know what he's doing.
Yeah. Who's got the next confession?
I'll go.
Okay.
Mine's just gonna be a quick and easy one. Like obvious. Like my very first celebrity crush, Amy Jo Johnson, Pink Ranger.
Oh,
all right.
Kimberly.
All right.
Yep.
He said
Kimberly.
He did it. We're all doing all right. Since we're all doing a Power Rangers related confession, my confession is that I absolutely did not like the Power Rangers growing up. I avoided watching them. So when Power Rangers would come on, right? Power Rangers and Hamtaro came on around the same time. And
you can't tell me you chose Hamtaro
instead.
Yo,
I chose Hamtaro instead. He was my boy. Come on, Hams.
I've never
already disappointed.
Felt so disrespected in my entire life.
Facts on facts.
Hamtaro.
The cutest anime of all times.
Shut up,
bruh.
Shut up. He said the cutest anime of all time.
It is. Yo, you can't believe that.
Look, this is
right now I'm getting looks. My wife is like, who did I marry? She doesn't even believe it.
Well, we'll get into this when we get into the topic discussion, Jamil.
We ain't discussing Hamtaro on this show. We will not devote. Devote an episode to Hamtaro.
No. I'm talking about his hating. His hating, not Hamtaro.
No, well, see, like I just like that was my whole thing. I didn't really like Power Rangers because I feel like I could see the wires, you know. So that was, I don't know. It was like, it didn't feel real, you know. So that was obviously giant ninja robots aren't gonna feel real, but either are talking hamsters, so I have no really leg to stand on. With that said, Chris,
I'm so
what's your confession?
disappointed. I'm so disappointed in you.
You could be disappointed. I'm used to it.
I'm gonna go off script. I'm not gonna have a Power Ranger confession. I'm feeling. I had a good day today. I've been roasting everybody and everything like that, and I got plenty of jokes for everybody else. So I'm gonna put out one of my craziest confessions. One of the confessions I don't let anybody know unless I'm nice, and I'm only let you know if I have so much ammo on you that if you come at me about it, that I'm just gonna roast you till you start crying, basically. Y'all ready?
Get ready to bleep this out. Get ready to bleep it out.
I'm intrigued.
I can't do the electric slide.
Oh.
What?
Bruh.
Yo.
I never learned how to do it. I never tried to learn how to do it. So every single time, I've been to your wedding, been to my own wedding, and now one day I'll probably be at Dash's wedding. And every single time, no matter what happens, I'll be there for every dance that everybody knows. Electric slide comes off, you watch me slide off the floor. Ain't none of y'all noticed that. Ty called me out once when he was drunk. You was nice. You was nice at your sister's wedding. And he was like, don't tell me you don't know how to do this. And I was like, Negro. And I just stopped talking.
No.
What did I just hear?
Yo, cut his feet. Cut his feet.
He said he's not black. He said he's not
black. Card revoked. I'm gonna need that card back.
You can take a quarter of it.
Yo, I learned that dance at 3. Like
facts.
3 years old. What do you mean?
Yo, the next wedding we go to, I'm gonna take the time and show you.
No.
Listen. This wasn't for y'all to remember and then roast me at the next wedding. I'm gonna make sure y'all plenty lit. I'll be lit as well. So when I get on, I'll just be like, if y'all call me out, I'll be like, I'm gonna get on the floor and I'll start watching everybody. And if I start stumbling in and I mess up the whole wedding, 1, it's on you. 2,
no, it's not on us. I ain't taking that.
I can't.
Bruh.
2, if I mess up and they're like, oh, look at Chris on camera, I'm like, oh, look at me on camera. I was drunk. I didn't know. I was crazy. That's exactly how I'm acting. I could have not one drop of liquor, and I promise you, I'll be like, yo, nah, I was gone.
The slide.
I can't. I mean, all right.
Now,
you do what you do.
No. Yo, you know what? We're gonna backtrack this a little bit because I wasn't there for this episode, and I listened to it yesterday, and y'all don't know how to play spades.
Yo, shut up, man. Yo, I
see,
that's
completely
different. Why you gotta talk about that?
That's completely See,
that's
completely different. Because that right there is a life or death situation. So right? Yo, people
we'll come back to that.
People have gotten physically injured on that. So I'm not even gonna. I don't want to be part of that lifestyle. I'm not trying to be part of that lifestyle.
And Jamil, don't ever say I don't know how to play spades, son. I grew up on it. Right?
Oh, that sounds like a challenge. That sounds like a challenge.
What?
Right, so my spades partner is Dana. So I'll call up Dana right now, and you can. I don't know who you play spades with.
Yeah, you can't call us up.
I mean, it'd probably be one of my brothers, to be honest.
You about to get smacked.
That's all I got. I've never played spades with people.
I've been playing so long. I got a partner on call. That's how dedicated I am.
I will not bear witness to any of this. So whatever goes down, your plausible deniability.
I'm gonna watch the whole thing.
Because when run a Boston on you, dog.
People are gonna get hurt. People are gonna get bloody. Some tables will be flipped. I
say Jamil takes a big L, like, because Jamil, I'm seeing how you dress right now, and then I'm seeing like I know I love your brothers, but I know how they dress as well. We gonna have like a physics teacher and a college professor looking mug going against Ty and Dana. Like, y'all don't know Dana, but I mean they ain't the hardest of people, but I don't feel like this. I feel like if you saw these partners coming to the table for spades and everything like that, and you was like, who was about to catch it? You'd be like, yo, they look like they got some intelligence, but I don't think they're gonna be able to hang with all of the insults that'll be coming from this side of the table. So All I'm saying is, Jamil, yo, you better have your wife's dad's protection.
I mean, I don't know. It's not a street fight. It's a card game.
No, because they gonna talk.
It don't
He
start.
don't know.
It don't start
He
as a
don't
street
know.
fight.
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
start
you're
as a
right.
street
It
fight.
might end as a street fight. You're right.
Your
But,
wife's gonna have
also-
to pull a blade on Tyrone. It's gonna be
never
bad.
starts as a street
It's gonna be
fight.
bad. All right.
It never starts as. But yeah, nah.
Back to our topic.
You
What are we
heard
talking
it here,
about
ladies
today?
and gentlemen. I have nothing to do with this. Like whatsoever.
Real
No.
life.
Me have nothing to
Did you-
do with this, Mr. Cleo.
Jamil, do,
Jamil,
do you now want us to do the topic?
Wait, what do I want to do? The topic? Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. Well, you were going to start it earlier, so I'm going to let you.
Oh, you're talking about what we want to talk about today. Yeah, that's
Yes,
like
sir.
what? Power Rangers or something? I'm just fun. So, yeah, we could bring it in. We're talking about the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. We're talking about Power Rangers Zeo. We're talking about Power Rangers in space. And,
Turbo first.
And sorry, out of chronological order, Power Rangers Turbo and then Power Rangers in space. Are we doing was it Lost Galaxy?
Yeah,
Let's
Yeah.
do it.
I'm with it.
Mhm.
Wax
Let's
on,
do it.
wax off. Bring us in, fellas. We
All
got some inception here for the
Let's go a
Mighty
little
Morphins.
background, starting with the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. As you know, the mentor, the man in charge, is Zordon, who is a head inside of a glass tube, floating, ghostly-like. Our nemesis is Rita Raposa, and her number one, Godar. And so originally, Rita was trapped inside a cast
It was a dumpster, man.
Iron
That was a dumpster.
dumpster.
It
It
That was a
dumpster.
cast iron
They were trapped-
dumpster, man.
they're cast
They never
iron
said that was
dumpster,
a
thank you.
cast iron dumpster.
And then two astronauts went to the moon. They're like, oh, hey, what's this cast iron dumpster? And they like open the lid and boom, Rita, Godar, and the whole crew comes flying out. Zordon gets the alert and then he's like, Alpha, who's his robot handyman. He's like, assemble 5 teenagers with attitude.
yes.
Recruit a team of
Why
teenagers
with
with
attitude?
attitude.
Why?
Don't know why.
Why?
Yo,
Why
it
they
doesn't
gotta-
matter.
What type of
It
attitude
made
are we
for an
talking
awesome
about?
theme
You
song.
can have multiple attitudes.
It made for
Well,
an awesome theme song.
Yes.
It actually
Yes,
did. It actually did. But as far as the attitudes went, clearly they were all over the place because his ranger in lead, who is the Red Ranger, Jason, your all-American kid, football player, quarterback. And then I'm just going to go down the list, no specific order. The Black Ranger was Zach, who is your average high schooler who just liked to dance. Yes, he was also black, stereotypical.
Yeah.
You'll also notice that the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers were racially colored.
Yes.
Blue was Billy, who I believe was Jewish for the show.
Definitely was
if
Jewish. He
in
was
real
definitely
life.
Jewish. Yeah.
Not sure if he was Jewish in real life, but for the show, his character was
Billy
Jewish.
Cranston.
Yep,
What was the Yellow Ranger?
Billy Cranston. Yellow Ranger was Trini, and for all those who want to know, she was Asian.
R.I.P.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. RP.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
Yep.
And then the Pink Ranger, who is Dashni's number one crush, celebrity crush when he was younger, Amy Jo Johnson. And she was your typical cheerleader, gymnast type girl. And those are your 5 Rangers to start Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Before we go on to anything else, and I know we're staying with the original 5, but when they entered the 6th one, who was the Green Ranger? What was he? What was his nationality?
I think he's Italian.
Definitely Italian.
Yeah.
They were so racist. Like why? Why just in case you didn't know, hey, the Pink Ranger's that all-American girl, and then an all-American ditzy girl. And then you got the Red Ranger, he's just the all-American guy. And then the Black Ranger, Negro.
Can I just say,
Yes.
like, they're like, call out the name of your dinosaur, and they're like, all right, Tyrannosaurus, and he's like, Mastodon, and I'm like, yo, Mastodon's not a dinosaur. He didn't even get a dinosaur. What happened here?
That's messed up.
Like, oh, whoa.
Wasn't it like a
No,
mammal from
back
back
in
then?
Back in the day, hey. That's what they call Mastodon.
You try to defend it right now, and I was gonna give you a second, but there was nothing. He's like, well, back in the day, maybe it was a dinosaur.
No.
Yeah, back in the day, Brontosaurus were a dinosaur, right? Huh?
They kind of thought they were, but they don't really exist apparently in real life. Back in the day, Pluto was a planet, son.
Hey, yeah, exactly. That's what we're going with.
You know what I found out? Sorry.
No. Mine was going to.
You know what I found out during doing this? There's this is actually based on the TV show Super Sentai. From Japan. I was like, I actually thought they kind of ran together, but they just took the footage, like the stock footage and stuff like that. Like it was literally like the dinosaur like toy that they would put on the shelves and like just zoomed in real close, like, oh look, it's fighting a mastodon.
Yeah, so whenever they morphed into the fight scenes, that was just the B-roll footage. I mean, granted, I didn't find that out till because Power Rangers came out in '93. I was 4 years old, so I wasn't really paying attention to any of that. So I didn't find that out until I was like 12, 13.
Yo,
but even still, I was like, yo, I don't care.
I was yesterday years old when I found that out.
You said yesterday.
The guy that ran it, the guy that made it, Saban or Saban or whatever, he was like a genius. Yeah. Like up to a certain point, every iteration of the Power Rangers was literally, they ran out of footage from the Japanese show because they would change their costumes. So they'd be like, oh, well, now we have Power Rangers, whatever. And they would change their costumes just because we ran out of footage. And they were like, oh, well, just change the cast, change the costumes, call it a day.
Yeah.
It was a smart plan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they sold so many toys. It's the craziest of things.
Still do.
Toys for days.
Still do.
They do.
Yeah.
Because they're still running.
Oh, that's right. It is still, It's amazing.
Their toys are good quality, though. Bandai, like, they're interchangeable toys, especially the ones when we were growing up, when we had, like, when it was like that legit hard plastic or like a little bit of cast iron steel on some of them, like or whatever. That was like, they had some legit toys.
Back in my day, the toys were way stronger. That's what I'm hearing right now.
I can't even remember like why I was so hooked on Power Rangers. It was just like, I came home from school one day and it was just like, I was watching TV with my siblings and it was just like, it came on, after like the afternoon cartoons, after school cartoons, and it was just like on Fox, and I'm just like, me watching Fox Kids. It was just like, because at the time it was just like you'd have to flip between the two, between Fox Kids and Kids WB, depending on which cartoons all the time. It's like, dang, it's like sometimes you have to flip through commercials if you had two good shows at the same time. But with Power Rangers, it's like, nah, I'm sticking right here into it. It's like just watching the martial arts and just being like, those are like the first, for me, like the first real like superheroes that I felt. I was like, oh, these guys are kids, they're just morphing. It was just like, I just loved everything about it, and I got hooked instantly into Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And it was funny, just like watching Rita and her henchmen. You had Goldar, Baboon and Squat, and then Finster. Finster was the G though. He was an evil, but it's like he didn't do anything besides he worked that clay though, made those monsters.
He worked that clay.
The putties.
Finster was the G's. My thing is like, he had either he had monsters on deck, or he was just quick just to make it up, and he was just like, got you. Like, damn, Finster.
He was a master craftsman before that became a thing.
He really was. I gotta give him credit.
I hated the putties, man. I hated the putties.
What you mean?
It was so easy to kill, though.
My whole thing was, why are you punching them in the face? And then later on in life, when you sit there, when I started taking martial arts and stuff like that, we started taking like Krav and like and Muay Thai and stuff like that. You start to find out like that easiest place to hit somebody is their chest, because everybody's protecting their face. You can kick them in their legs and stuff, but you might hurt your own legs. Like eventually, you're gonna open your chest up in your stomach. You got this big old circle with like a handprint basically in the middle of your chest. Like, why would you not go for that first?
Nah. See, that didn't come till later. We won't get into that though. The original putty, it was just like you had to beat them up to destroy them. But I like when she sent down the putties though that actually had like the big like rocks for hands for clubs. Sometimes they came in different iterations. It was like you had the regular putties with the hands, then you had the putties with the big rocks for the clubs, and then you had putties with actual like daggers or whatever or weapons. I'm just like, okay, Rita was thinking outside the box sometimes.
I don't know.
Those putties had to get worked out. There was one time where she actually like kind of cloned the Rangers' power and made the Putty Rangers where they had to fight. I was just like, yo, this is insane. But it's like, yo, the funny thing is like, yo, there was always a different type of monster for whatever occasion it was. Like, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with that skill. They send out a completely different monster who is not the same as the one before it to attack these Rangers every time. Although I will say it's just like, yo, why people keep living in Angel Grove? I would have moved out first attack.
Real
first
quick,
attack,
right?
I was like, first attack, I would have moved out of Angel Grove.
It seems like nobody knows what's going on. Like all of a sudden, everyone knows the Power Rangers exist and people are getting attacked, but like the military never gets involved. I found out the military finally gets involved in Power Rangers and like Zeo or something. No, not even Zeo. I think it's Power Rangers in space. They're evacuating people out of the city. Like, where y'all been at? Every single time a giant monster attacks this city, why don't y'all come out?
No, but because my favorite part is like when the monsters are small, all that fighting gets done in the city. Whenever, as soon as they grow, somehow they in the mountains.
Yeah.
somehow they in the mountains. But then, even though they're in the mountains, it's like they somehow end up back in the city, falling over buildings, and nobody. Oh, but the funniest thing is like whenever like a monster would grow and attack the city, you would see them point to Ernie's juice bar and like do the shaking with the earthquake, and like the fake stuff falling. I was just like, nah, so like this building is getting destroyed. Yeah, Ernie's juice bar surviving earthquake since '93.
Yeah. They got rid of the juice bar. The juice bar got like nixed, and then they got replaced by another juice bar.
They had to change it up. They brought it back though.
Yeah. But I was like, come on.
I was just like, wow, Ernie's juice bar surviving monster damage since '93.
I like how the monster stayed true to like Dragon Ball Z culture, being like, okay, yeah, we'll let you power up, because one, the monster always had to jump on them when they were teenagers, and they were like, oh, we're gonna switch, it's Morphing Time, and they'd come over, they'd morph. You're like, yo, that at least got to take a second. And then when the monster got big, all of a sudden, like you said, the monster be out in the mountains and everything like that, and then the monster would come back in the city. You know that monster would get big and just chill for a little while, because all of their different Zords came from some different area of the earth. They came from like 4 or 5 different points of the earth, and no matter
they somehow met in one area.
You're sitting over here looking like, all right, yeah, I'll let you build the Megazord. I got time.
No worries.
If you go in top speed known to man, you're still gonna be chilling for a while. Like, oh yeah, well yeah. Oh, you coming from Africa and you coming from Antarctica, right? Oh no, we gonna meet in Southern Cal. And
why not just leave it parked outside of Angel Grove? I don't get it. You know it's gonna be attacked anyway.
Yo, tell me why all those Zords were useless by themselves, except for the Tyrannosaurus Rex. None of those other Zords fought alone. None of those fought singular. Ridiculous.
True.
I know the pterodactyl had lasers. She didn't do anything. Barely used it. I didn't see the saber-tooth tiger or the freaking what was it? What's Billy's thing?
Mastodon?
What's the Blue Ranger?
Oh, the Mastodon.
No.
Triceratops.
Triceratops.
Triceratops. The saber-tooth tiger or the Triceratops. They weren't biting down anything. They weren't going after the legs. Like they could have easily went after that. Nope. You just have the Tyrannosaurus fighting by himself, trying to whip that tail. That's it.
Yeah. Wouldn't it make more sense to be 5 versus 1 or 6 versus 1 as opposed to being 1-on-1?
Because they were useless by themselves. That's why they needed to come together to form one Megazord.
How you got a saber-tooth tiger that's useless though? Think about the tiger. Like tigers are ill, and you don't use it at all.
No, wait. When Tommy became the White Ranger and he had his Tiger Zord, that was used on its own.
Well, that's another thing. What was in the earth though? Because it's not like the staff made him grow. Oh no, my bad. When the staff came down and hit the ground, it did something. It shot like a thing into the ground.
You saw that.
So whatever that was, it helped them grow.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
I never thought about that. Like, actually, I had thought about it, but like, think about it.
It's like there's got to be something in the earth.
She throws her dang staff down. After you beat the monster, like, you know she got to come down to get that staff, or somebody's retrieving it, or it's going all the way back up to the moon. Which again, kudos to the Power Rangers for giving them as much time as the monsters gave them. They're like, yo, nah. They let us morph. It's coming from the moon. The staff's coming from the moon. Give it a second.
I like how she already had a base established on the moon. I like how she already had a base established on the moon.
She had a base established on the moon. She threw. Like, Rita must have been. She should have just went and fought the Power Rangers herself. She throws a staff down to Earth, pinpoints it where she needs it to be. So she's cut through the ozone layer, everything like that with the staff. I'm like, yo, Rita's got that arm though.
Yo, yeah, forget
and the
about
speed at which it came from
man.
Space, from the moon to Earth, the speed at which it came.
Just saying, she should have been a major league pitcher or something, you know. Like, just throw it right over the plate. You know exactly where it's gonna go. Zoom, strike. You can take over the world that way.
Ah, man, she's nefarious. You gotta do the evil deeds.
Actually, looking back on this, I actually like her. And then we'll take it back to Zed too, because her and Zed were the couple. They were actually really awesome. Like, as bad guys, they're cool. I like them. I enjoy them.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to the guy who voiced Zed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Everybody dead, man. Shoot.
I know. Funny story on the Rita and Zed. You know, they weren't a couple to begin with. Like, she had to like use like a love potion on him.
Oh yeah, she love potion to get him to marry.
Yeah.
So before we even get to Zed, he's definitely one of like the favorite among some of the favorites among the big bads for Power Rangers. But like, think about honestly, like, yo, how like anxious were you, and like how nerve-wracking was it to watch the Power Rangers get their ass beat for 5 episodes straight by the Green Ranger?
Yeah,
that was Lita's big plan. Like, the Power Rangers were doing so much. She's like, you know what? I'm gonna get a Ranger on my side. I'm tired of this. Then she got Tommy Oliver, the Green Ranger, and man, he whooped their ass every time. It wasn't even close. Like, this dude was working them. It was like one Ranger against the Filer. They tore him up, and it was just crazy. 5 episodes straight. That was one of the worst like ancient sagas ever for me.
That's because Tommy in real life is real. He's a real MMA fighter. They got the right kid.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Oh, yeah, that's right. He did his own stunts.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but his backstory. He's not Italian. He's actually supposed to be Native American.
Oh yes.
He's supposed to be Native American in Power Rangers.
But that comes later.
That comes
later.
Yeah, he's like Elizabeth Warren.
Really go into backgrounds.
His character.
You heard that.
Yo, but back to the Green Ranger. Yes, he whooped the Rangers behind, like, just handled them. But my thing is like, all right, so he's that powerful. So then when he becomes good, why can't he just whoop all the bad guys? Like, who's supposed to be the strongest?
Nah, remember?
He gets nerfed a little bit.
His power was created by Rita the Evil, so when he's no longer evil, it starts draining. She
does the candle.
She does the candle, so it starts draining his power because she was the one who created it originally.
And tell me how by a burning candle, his power gets drained. Like,
she's an evil witch, man. I can't explain that. Like, I don't know
magic.
She's
magic.
She's an evil witch. She can do what she wants, man.
If y'all didn't see in the beginning of this episode, when you were explaining how Rita came to be and how like the backstory of it, I kept putting up numbers. Basically, I was saying like every super ridiculous thing that they wanted us to believe to start off Power Rangers, I was like, oh yeah, like astronauts find a casket on the moon. Oh yeah, no, she has a base set up on the moon, and they want teenagers with attitude. So now this one is a candle. The candle drained his powers. Yeah, that's cool. Like,
yeah.
That wax candle, baby.
Can I just ask, why is it that like when they have a plan that semi succeeds, why don't they ever try again? Like,
try the same plan. Yeah,
they kidnap both Jason and Tommy in different times, and they stop trying to kidnap the Rangers. I'm like, yo.
Yeah, we're just gonna hold him captive. We're not gonna kill him. We're not like that.
Which makes no sense.
How they got they had all the swords. This is the other thing that kills me about like not killing folks and like having weapons, but your weapons don't do nothing. They got bows and arrows, swords. Tommy had his little flute, dagger and everything like that. Dragon dagger.
A dagger that was a flute that sounded like a trumpet when he blew it.
There's another one.
Through a helmet with no lips. Through a helmet with no lips.
Yep.
No air holes.
And you let him play it. And you let him play it. You knew it was going down once he started playing it. Anyway.
This is why I watched
Hamtaro,
though. All right, that's why I watched.
Stop it. Stop that. Stop it.
Eddie, you would see them start hitting folks, and you see sparks come out and everything like that. And I'm like, yo, shouldn't you just be tearing this dude up? Also, they would come together, and they had that when all of their weapons came together, it became that big bazooka that they ended up selling us all. And I was like, yo, that's mad effective. Why don't you just put it together every single time? Just shoot the dude. Why you wait until you actually have a fair fight? I'd be like, yo, no, we got a bazooka in our back pocket.
That was a last resort.
They
also,
never started.
They never really died from that because that's when after they got the weapons together and shot the cannon, the power cannon. That's when Rita was just like, all right, guess we got to make them grow.
That's true.
But the thing is, it was mad funny because they never really actually like used their weapons outside of combining them. No. Like they rarely used them. Like after that, they just took the little gun lasers by their side, was just like pew 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 pew.
I remember those.
that wasn't no.
Yeah, those are stormtrooper guns, guys. They don't really hit anything.
Pretty much. That's all. We had. So Blue Ranger had the battle. No, Black Ranger had the battle axe.
Yeah.
Blue Ranger had the power lance.
Mm-hmm. Pink Ranger had the power bow.
Yeah, power bow. Yellow Ranger had the power daggers, and then Red Ranger had the power sword.
Yep.
I feel like an axe would be very effective. I don't know why you wouldn't just hit people with it. It doesn't make sense.
Yo, but my favorite thing was they combined the weapons by just throwing them up into the air. Because Jason would always jump up. He'd always go power sword, then jump up into the air, float, place a sword on top, and then just come back down with it. His little thing back down with it. I was like, what? He was like, it's like, yo, power axe. And he's like, power daggers, power lance. Throw it up. It's like, all right, I guess we combining the weapons now. Just throw it up into the air.
Yeah, then Captain Planet comes out. Wait, what? Yeah, wait. Yo. So I watched the scene. This is gonna be jumping a couple seasons. I'm sorry, but I watched a scene that was, but I watched the scene when they got their ninja powers. And
yes.
Don't
talk about that.
That's still Mighty Morphing.
It's still Mighty Morphing, but a different section of Mighty Morphing.
Yeah. So
skipping ahead.
They're literally sitting in a circle chanting with what is it, Ninjoid? What's his name?
Ninjor, yeah. With Ninjor, and they're like, give us ninja powers, basically. And they say it enough times, and all of a sudden they become ninjas. I'm like, what the fudge?
So you know what upsets me about that was in the movie, it's not how it didn't quite go down the same way. Power Rangers, the movie, the first one.
Yeah, two different ways they got their ninja powers, but
yep.
I don't know. I was fine with both. I didn't care. I was fine with both.
I don't know. As a child, and I saw the lady from the movie, and I was like, I think she should be in the show for the remainder of me watching it.
I wish that what I really wish that they brought from the movie, Ivan Ooze is the GOAT. They should have brought Ivan Ooze.
They should have brought
that. Because the thing is, like, they had two different ways of them getting the ninja powers. But then it's like you had the Ooze Tengas from the movie, and then you had the Tengas in the show as well. Like they were for Rita and Zed, and I'm just like, what? I'm like, we want Ooze Tengas. Ooze Tengas are better.
Mm-hmm.
But continue on, like, after when Lord Zed got into the picture, though, this was crazy because, like, the thing about Lord Zed, he was definitely more evil than Rita. Like,
oh, for sure,
his putties were supposed to be stronger, but they were technically weaker because they had the Z in the chest, like,
right, so you could see it.
But the thing is, it's just like it's a big ass Z. It's like you hit it and they go away. But the thing is, like, the Power Rangers were still getting worked over before they hit that Z, and I'm just like, how? At least with Rita's putties, it made sense because you actually had to beat them up for a while before they could actually literally just disappear. That's just like, right in their chest. But no, they still got worked over.
Mm-hmm.
They were still getting worked over.
Wasn't that when Lord Zed came in around the time of the switch when they got rid of Jason, Trini, and Zach?
Yep. And the thing is, like, for me, like again, I was so young that I didn't even think about what was going, like, the real life stuff that was happening behind the scenes. And it was just like, then I found out, I was like, oh, they were like getting, like, they weren't getting paid like that. And Jason, Zach, and Trini asked for, like, more money, and they weren't getting it, so they walked.
Mm-hmm. And they got replaced, for everyone that wants to know, Rocky, who was the Red Ranger, Adam, who was the Black Ranger, and Aisha, who became the Yellow Ranger. And they actually changed up the color sequence racially.
They unraced them.
And Adam, by far, we're gonna say Adam is probably the most successful Power Ranger by far.
Oh, for sure.
Most actively. For those who don't know, Adam is Johnny Young Bosch, who does a lot of major anime voice acting for anime characters. So that's how we're bringing this into there, right? Johnny Young Bosch voices Vash the Stampede, one of Vash the Stampede for Trigun. He does Ichigo for Bleach and many other voices.
Yeah, we needed that.
So we tie that. This is how we bring in anime into Power Rangers, all right? This is how we're here. But
I like the tie.
I think honestly, probably one of my favorite segments of Power Rangers was when, like, Lord Zed, like, not even before Lord Zed came. I think this was before Lord Zed. They blew up. Like, Rita finally got through, and it must have been. I think it's actually when Zed came. They blew up the actual original Zords, so we had to get the Thunder Zords.
Correct. That was when Zed came.
Yeah. So yeah, he came through with Serpentera and just laid waste to the original Megazords. But then when the Thunder Swords came, it was amazing. Because then it's like the thing is, like, when there's some of the Zords, it was like, oh, the original Zord would come out, but then a lightning would hit the Zord and they would change.
And they would
the new Zord. I was like, okay, all right.
But like, then you had to buy the new one. You had to buy the new Zord. Oh, you can't have the old Zord no more.
It's marketing. Yeah, of course it's marketing, but you got to make that money.
They were.
But people would do it.
I don't get, why didn't they sell the costumes? Like, they sell the Halloween costumes, but, like, you know, you could be a grown man walking around in a Power Rangers, Black Ranger costume. That's cool.
Probably not.
Probably. This is a science theory.
I mean, people do it now.
That's just a science.
Yo, just wear it for a con.
Yeah. No, yeah, you could wear it for a con.
You guys want to go to Comic-Con as the Power Rangers, Anime Brothers?
Hey.
Whatever. We all got to show up as the Black.
You know, show us the Black Ranger.
I can't be the leader.
You can be the leader of the Black Rangers, I guess, if you really want that title. We'll put an armband on you or something.
You know what? Just so no one argues, we all got to be the Pink Ranger.
No, just wear whatever color you want. You can do it.
Yep.
No, but like, and then so it was like the new Rangers. Not even the new Rangers, but like the new Zords were like, ooh, that Megazord is fire. The Thunder Sword? You had what? It was the Mastodon turn into the Lion.
Mm-hmm. Wait, didn't the blue and Black Ranger Zords kind of resemble each other when they got their thunder? When they changed?
No, because the Mastodon was the Lion, and then the Blue Ranger, the blue was turned into a Griffin.
Oh, so then was it the Yellow Ranger that was similar? I'm trying to remember. I feel like two Zords looked very Zords.
Oh no, yeah, it was the yellow and blue.
Okay.
Yellow and blue. I'm trying to remember their call outs. We had Mastodon, Lion, Thunderzord Power.
I don't know.
Yeah,
they were both like just fists, though, right? They were both.
I think I think Pterodactyl was just a Firebird.
Yeah. No. Firebird. Pink Ranger. Yeah, hers are always flew. And then the Red Ranger had the dragon.
Yeah, he had the Tyrannosaurus Red Dragon, Thunderzord Power. Saber-tooth Tiger. He was the Griffin. What was it? The Yellow Ranger that was the Griffin.
They were similar.
This is bothering me.
While y'all talk about that, I want to go back to the movie right quick. As a little kid, my favorite part had nothing to do with the actual movie. Well, it's not like anything that happened in the movie, but I remember my grandfather took us to go see it. He got this like 67-year-old man watching this nonsense, and he's looking at it. And who was the ranger that got turned into the frog? He was like the frog ninja
Adam.
or whatever. Yeah. And so when he gets the frog power, Adam clearly looks disappointed. And my grandfather, like World War II vet, all that, he had this real stern. The whole time he was like complaining to my nana and was like, "Why am I here? Like, I can't believe he took me to go see this, all this other crap." And as soon as he sees this dude turn into the frog, you hear him audibly just be like, "That's a damn shame."
Yes. Yes, it is. It is hardcore shame. Like, why a frog? It's so sad to watch him. Like, you watch his Zord bounce around like. Like, nah.
Watch him die inside when he gets the frog, and like my grandfather picked up on that, and like he did not want to be on the movie, but he felt for him at that moment. Was like, that's a damn shame.
Yeah, but the ninjas came after the Thunder Zords. I was telling you, that movie was still sweet. But so the saber-tooth tiger was the griffin, and then the triceratops was the unicorn. Those look exactly the same when they morphed, though. But it made kind of sense because those two were the legs. So it ended up being the legs. That's why they were kind of similar. But the Thunder Zord, because that's when Levitt came. He was just rocking everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But then, in order to in order to transition to the ninjas, that's when they even added another evil character, Rita's brother, Rito.
Rito,
the skeleton.
Rito Repulsa.
Half military down.
Yo, tell me why every time a new villain shows up, they're like the baddest of the bad. And then 2 episodes later.
He got dropped quickly. He got dropped quickly to just like a goofy goon. But he was hilarious. So, but because of him, he ended up destroying the Thunder Zord. So they needed a new source of power. So it's like, now it's time for that ninja power. And it's like, ooh. I'm not going to lie. When they had the ninja cloaks, that was one of the most fire things. Like, I want a ninja. To this day, I want a ninja cloak outfit.
I mean,
I agree.
You can still buy one. It's cool.
True.
Those things are fire.
They did. I looked at it. That's fire. I kind of want one too. No, a lot of you.
I always wanted that ninja outfit when I was a kid.
But then it was like they had the double morph. It was like, yo, go ninja. And then like, oh wait, let's morph one more time. Like,
that was hilarious. Like, I didn't get it. I was just like, so they're in regular clothes. Then they had to transform to their ninja outfits. Yep. And then they had to morph again to the actual ranger suit.
Made no sense. But like, I mean, it was fun. And
I love that.
They also did like. My question is like, so Tommy had long hair throughout like most of the series. How did he fit all his hair inside all that stuff, like the helmet, the ninja gi? Like, how did he do that? That's what I want to know.
Wave cap. Hold up. Before I got it. Sorry, everybody. Just know that we're gonna be jumping all over when we're talking about the season. We're just gonna be jumping all over the place. But even back in Mighty Morphing, though, and Tommy, the combination of the Zords with the Dragon Zord combined with the Megazord,
that was pretty good.
And then not only that, but then when they found Tarentus, like that Brontosaurus, when they came down and jumped, I was like, oh,
yo, the connections, they were fire.
That was all time my favorite like Zord combination ever. Like, oh man, that was the GOAT. Because you had him, and then when Tommy came back as the White Ranger, another stressful moment because like I'm still a kid. Like, I had no idea who they're gonna choose for the White Ranger. All I saw at the beginning of that saga, Tommy got taken away. He got a chance. He was chilling on the beach, and all of a sudden he just gets zapped away. He gets zapped away. So I thought Rita has this dude again, and then all of a sudden Zordon and Alpha disappear. I'm just like, yo, they just left the Power Rangers deserted. They just left the Power Rangers deserted. Oh, but then with the Tiger Sword, came back. You had the combination. You had the Tiger Zord and the Thunder Zord, and then the combination. Like, I'm telling you, Zord combinations will get me every time. And back then, it was elite, especially from Mighty Morphin. You can buy the Dragon Zord with the Megazord, and then put it on top of the freaking Brontosaurus. It was like, ain't nobody surviving that firepower. It was just straight missiles and nothing. I was like, yo, when he rolled up, you knew it was over.
So what did it for me was the main character, we all know, their weapons. Like, so Tommy, when he was the Green Ranger, he had the dragon sword, which played the flute. But then when he became the White Ranger and he had Saba, and Saba could talk, I was like, yo, he's got a talking sword and it could like help him out. Like, yo, Saba would be helping him in fights, like, yo, look out, coming behind you, things like that. I was like, that's fire.
Saba was beast.
I mean, if you're gonna have a sword that talks, it might as well help you out in the battle. Like, oh, look out behind me. All right, good looks.
Yep. So to fast forward a little bit, going to where it was Master Vile. I believe that was Rita's father.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh man, it's like Power Rangers so much. Just
where
Mighty Morphing alone with so much.
I know. And where he transferred not just the Rangers, but like everyone back to their child form when they were children. Was it a time change, or did he just actually transfer them to be children?
I think it was the Rangers were kids. I saw with Bulk and Skull.
Yep. Bulk and Skull got.
I think it was like all like the teenagers, the teenagers or whatever. He made them kids again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think all the adults stayed the same.
Yeah. So that was interesting because that's when we get into the Alien Rangers.
Worst iteration I've ever seen in my life. I hated the Alien Rangers so much. I hate the Alien Rangers.
Dude, they were so funny.
There's no one you could ever no one can convince you that the Alien Rangers nice.
That's how they walk and talk.
The Alien Rangers from Aquatar. Oh my gosh, it's so stupid. Yo, listen to this. Yo, the Alien Rangers. Oh my goodness. Like, if they had to try, they needed a source of water in order to energize themselves. It's like, why in the middle of a fight, if there was no water around, they were just like,
they
literally just stood on water like this. I'm like, you know how much damage the enemy is doing right now while y'all are charging? It was terrible. I was so upset with the Alien Rangers. My goodness.
But they were so cool.
I'm also mad at the Dynasty sign from Jay-Z right now. I'm like, whoa.
They were all about it.
Rock, baby.
You know what also pissed me off about the Alien Rangers? When the Alien Rangers summoned their Zords, they didn't go into them. So they fought on the ground like their Zord. They had like a relationship with the Zords, or like a link with the Zords, where
telepathic link.
Yeah. So like if the red Alien Ranger moved the fist, that would be with their Zords as well. And I'm just like, what?
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of our discussion for Power Rangers Seasons 1 through 4, Part 1. Stay tuned for next week as we continue the topic of Power Rangers Seasons 1 through 4 in our Part 2. Thank you.